cute puppy. Yes, you're the cutest puppy.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time joining us, my name's Alex, and you know, I talk about my dogs and pet stuff. So today's video is a partially requested video from Nicole asking about what to expect during all the puppy stages, and it also ties in with another topic I kind of wanted to go over that I see a lot of people asking about when a healer's personality switches. So just for a little quick disclaimer, how we do sometimes here. This is all my opinion based off of my experience with my healers and based off of many conversations I've had with other healer parents over the years. And this is also a generalization. It's not always going to pertain to every specific cattle dog out there. So you've heard me say before many times that, a healer's puppy stage is kind of like the first 2 years. You have to get through the first 2 years. For me specifically, when they're from 8 weeks to 16 weeks, 4 months or younger, depending when you bring them home. For me, that's actually like the really easy stage. I mean, grant you, they will have their puppy mouthing, which I know a lot of people say it's biting, but it's not really them biting. I mean, it's them, it's puppy mouthing. So you definitely have that to worry with. But when they're like from 8 weeks to 16 weeks, it's like the easiest stage for me. I mean, grant you, yes, you have to potty train them and you have to start teaching them and start training them the rules of the house at that age, but they're just so cute and tiny and they sleep most of the time during that time, so your healer's not going to be doing too much of the crazy stuff yet. And then somewhere around your 4-month to 5-month period, I swear that's like the time that the herding kicks in, or at least you start seeing signs of it. Yes, some healers start sooner than that, some will start later than that, but between like 4 and 5 months, I would definitely expect that your healer is going to start herding, whether it's you or somebody else. I feel like it really intensifies around like 4.5, 5 months, at least that's just been with my experience. It's almost like the puppy's like, look what I can do at that age. When they hit 6 months, I swear there's like a boost of energy. Like they're already an energetic breed as it is, no matter what stage of life, but I swear at 6 months it's like bam, here's an extra dose of energy. But hopefully you're teaching your puppy all the things and getting it prepped for life during those couple of months when you're first bringing it home, so when you hit that 6-month mark, you're going to be ready to take them on extra long walks and start increasing their exercise, because when that energy kicks in, like it really is like they don't know what to do with it. They need to release it. They need to release it anyway, but I swear it's like it's 10 times what it was at the 4-month mark. And grant you that it could vary between 6 to 9 months. I feel like there's a lot of changes. Like 6 months is like the first part of where it's like really a boost of energy. You get like a brief calmness for like a short period of time there after, like around the 7th month. And then 8 months, it's like, oh my God, it's like 100 times more than it was just a minute ago. And maybe this whole time of the 6 to 9 month section, it's like extra boosts of energy and also a lot of testing you. Healers are smart. They're one of the smartest breeds, and they will try to figure out if they can outsmart you. You have to be one step ahead of them, and even when you're not, you have to be ready to correct it and notice behavior and changing them, because all that energy sometimes masks other stuff. I feel like in their heads, if they act like super crazy, they're like, oh, they won't notice if I do this. It's like, oh no, mommy noticed, or daddy, because I know there's healer daddies out there. Always seems to be something about that 8-month that just, it's like, what am I getting myself into? Like, this isn't getting better. You feel like it's kind of, like it's not happening like it should. But then somewhere around, the 11th month, like right before you hit that year mark on their first birthday, there's like a nice calm. And that calmness that you start seeing around the year mark, and it lasts just a couple of months, I hear it all the time from other healer parents. I've experienced it myself. They're acting well behaved. They're all like listening to you and still sometimes testing you. And then right before the 1.5 year mark, I swear it happens again, where they just, it's not even an extra boost of energy. It's more like they're trying to see if they can do it all over again and really test you this time around. but it definitely feels like a long calm before the storm, you know, like before they go crazy again. And it always seems to happen around that like 1.5 year mark where you have another final, it's like a final battle before who wins of being the leader, I guess, to see if, you know, if you really mean what you say with your cattle dog. But also around the 1.5 year mark, which brings me to what I was saying at the beginning of the video, where your healer's personality can switch. This doesn't always happen to every healer, but it's common enough to where many people are asking about it. So what I mean by when their personality switch is, you know, you've gone through all the crazy energy bursts, you've gone through all the, you know, training, and, you know, your dog's well behaved and your dog's well socialized, and then all of a sudden it just, they just switch. Like it's almost like they flipped a switch literally, and their personality totally changes. Why is her personality different? Why is she totally unsocialized all of a sudden? You know, and I'm not sure why it happens. I know people say that it's bad training. I know people say that you didn't socialize enough and all that stuff. I mean, I sometimes think it could just be something happened, whether you notice something happened or not, that just flipped something in their head. Maybe it's their natural leeriness of strangers and dogs that comes out during that time period. I'm not sure what happens sometimes around the 1.5 year mark. Again, it's sometimes, like, you know, Lucian and Gypsy, never seen a change. Like, I mean, Gypsy's been a social butterfly since she was born. Silver and Clea, on the other hand, definitely had the, you know, the switch flip. The switch flip? The flip of the switch. There we go. Something. You know, Clea and Silver were both very well socialized. Silver loved people. And I remember the first time she got into a very aggressive stance. I think it was mostly just because of the guy that she was, because he rubbed me the wrong way. But, you know, she just changed, and I don't know if it was another test or not, but it was around 1.5 years when she did that. And Clea was definitely a flip of a switch type thing. She's always been kind of shy around people. She hit that 1.5 year mark. I noticed all of a sudden she wanted to murder children. Like, not murder them, I shouldn't say that. You know, she really wanted to go after kids all of a sudden, and she really wanted to snap at people that came near her. And she just was very, like, angry, aggressive, pissed off for like a brief time period. So I just redid my training with her again, and so far she's okay. Like, I mean, she's still she has to come to you. You can't, like, run up with open arms to her. She's got to check you out first, which I think most healers do that anyway. But it's just, it's interesting that it happens so often, that you hear about it a lot in you know, cattle dog groups and stuff, where their healer's doing great, and all of a sudden the 1.5 year mark, it's like something switches in their head. But regardless of what happens at that 1.5 year mark, I really feel like after you go through that final battle, that final last, you know, round of retraining or whatever you might need to do to get your dog at the point it needs to be, I really feel like that's when it starts to calm down again. And grant you, healers are never like totally calm. I mean, they're a high energy working dog, but, you know, once you hit that 2 year mark, and like right before 2 years, they kind of settle down. They know their routine by then. They know what's expected of them, hopefully, as long as you've trained them right, you know. Except in the case of Lucian, he took an extra year to train. Now, also regarding your healer's personality changing, sometimes it's not just for no reason. Sometimes when things happen to a healer in its life, its personality can switch then too and change all of a sudden. And that, I think, is with any dog, not just with cattle dogs. Life circumstances can change a healer's personality as well. You know, Gypsy has become super unconfident, and it's becoming worse and worse. And that's been ever since Lucian passed away. So it was like about a week after we said goodbye to him is when her personality started changing too. So, and grant you, that was like a really devastating experience emotionally for her to go through, but that definitely has changed her personality, and I haven't been able to get her back to where, can you quit knocking the camera? I haven't been able to get her back to being a confident pup. Grant you, her situation was dealing with grief, but, you know, a cattle dog, it just takes one incident And I had somebody mention this in another video before, but it's true. It can take one bad incident or one emotional incident and it can flip something in their head to where their personality changes, if that makes sense. Stop hitting the camera. You know, just like us, good moments and bad moments change and mold us. I feel like healers are very much the same way in a lot of aspects, because it really does take like just a moment for something to go different in their head. But that's just kind of my take on it, my experience with my healers. It's almost like the burst of energy. Maybe it's because those are kind of like the growth spurt time periods, you know, maybe with those little spurts of growth, they come with that big burst of energy type thing. So hopefully that answers the question and helps you out a little bit on what to expect. I really do think we come into this world a little bit with our own kind of personality already somewhere buried deep inside, and I think dogs do. I think every animal does. Every animal has their own uniqueness to them. So some are born more crazy than others, I guess. Of course, then there's other healers that are completely lazy and don't, I think, realize they're cattle dogs and they don't fit the mold at all. But I would love to hear your guys' thoughts on the subject and your experiences, so make sure you leave your comments down below. That way it not only helps current healer parents, but potential future healer parents having some info. And also let us know if you guys have ever had your personality, not your personality, your healer's personality switch on you all of a sudden, and maybe what you did about it as well. And that is all for today. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure you click the like button and hit the subscribe. You know, click all the buttons. It helps the algorithmic things of the YouTubes. Yes. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you next time. Bye. Oh God. I can't hold both of you. I can't hold both of you.